Hello everyone, I'm Ron Grant coming to you live and direct from Tortola in the Virgin Islands. You're watching 284 Media. Thank you so much for your time. We are surrounded by water, of course, the Virgin Islands being the sailing capital of the world. Our blue economy is quite important to us, and the VI Purpose Fund is doing something very special for entrepreneurs within these Virgin Islands in hopes of really promoting and securing our blue economy. I'm joined by two of the stakeholders from Unite BVI as well as the VI Purpose Fund to break it down for us and, of course, talk about eligibility. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
And now it's time for your daily updates on this year's Atlantic hurricane season. Meteorologists say that surface temperatures
Everyone,
may be a
gather
contributing
around.
factor.
It's important we stay informed about the storm approaching.
You're right. Late August to early September is when the hurricane season is most active.
How do I know when the storm is coming?
We can monitor regional conditions using our smartphones or going online.
You know, that's right. And we should always rely on sources like the Department of Disaster Management and the National Hurricane Center for accurate information.
Right. Those are the organizations that have experts to provide real-time data and forecasts.
I hear you. But what if the power goes out?
This battery radio even works without power.
I just downloaded the new DDM app. It will send us updates and alerts.
Excellent. Remember, staying informed is our first line of defense. Let's make sure we're ready for anything.
Stay informed, stay connected, and stay prepared. Because when you're armed with information, you can weather any storm that comes your way. A message from the Department of Disaster Management and 284 Media.
Welcome back everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. As promised, we are discussing all things the VI Purpose Fund. Kim and Lauren, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to our platform.
Thank you so much.
As mentioned, we are surrounded by water. The blue economy is quite important to these Virgin Islands, and I don't think sometimes persons understand the importance of it, and that's why we're here today. We're talking about the VI Purpose Fund, of course, the Impact Challenge, and quite a bit of opportunities available for entrepreneurs. I want to begin there. For persons who may not be aware, Lauren, tell us about the VI Purpose Fund.
Yeah, the VI Purpose Fund is a really exciting flagship program that Unite BVI is launching in 2025. We have some very generous donors that have created an impact investment fund that is to support entrepreneurs. The 2025 Impact Challenge is this year's access to that funding. And it's really a business innovation competition that is set up to incubate and catalyze business ideas that are doing something really positive to regenerate and protect our oceans. And so the VI Purpose Fund is a pot of funding that is available for entrepreneurs who apply to the 2025 Impact Challenge to have the potential to be awarded funding to catalyze these great business ideas.
Okay, I want to talk about the Impact Challenge because it's essentially the same. Tell us about how that came about.
Yeah, so I'll hand it to Kim in a moment to talk more about Unite BVI, which is really the incubator of this program. But the VI Purpose Fund is a fund that has been set to support programs like the 25th Impact Challenge, which hopefully, this is the pilot this year, but hopefully we will be doing impact challenges for years to come. And the VI Purpose Fund will be kind of like the philanthropic entity that holds the funding to be able to support future impact challenges. This year's Impact Challenge is focused on ocean health. Next year might be a completely different theme, but it will always be around how do we enrich and empower entrepreneurs in the British Virgin Islands to be able to be using business as a force for good.
Understood. And of course, speaking of a force for good, that is Unite BVI.
As you know well.
Very well. Kim, tell us why Unite BVI found it so important to partner in this initiative.
Absolutely. Well, for those of you who don't know anything about Unite BVI, we're a very simple organization. We bring people, great ideas, and resources together for sustainable positive change in the BVI. And we focus generally on 4 focus areas: environmental conservation, community, enriching our community, which also includes reimagining education, as well as our Kickstart BVI loan program and empowering entrepreneurs. Some of our favorite programs, however, encompass all 4 of those aspects. And the VI Purpose Fund is one of those programs. So it can really enhance using business-based solutions to address environmental and community-based challenges.
Wonderful. Now, I have to talk about the opportunity that is extended to entrepreneurs. Tell us about that aspect.
Yeah, I'm happy to jump
absolutely.
in and take that one. Yeah, this year we have $200,000 in investment award funding that is available for entrepreneurs through this business innovation competition. We launched on June 1st with an initial assessment, which is the first phase of the application process, and that's open until June 14th. So we really encourage people to apply, because once you've gone through the application process, if you are selected, then the potential is to be awarded grant funding. It's not a loan. You don't have to pay it back. It's structured like a grant to be able to incubate or catalyze your fantastic business idea.
Excellent. And I have to talk about, of course, this is all structured around the blue economy. I think sometimes persons don't understand the importance and significance of that to the Virgin Islands. Speak about that for me, Kim, and the importance of the blue economy and business.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as you know, as you mentioned, the BVI is surrounded by water. We really see that there's a lot of potential there to generate business ideas, but also the critical importance of protecting the sea. So I think it was the Premier who actually gave in his last address to the territory mentioned that there's multiple millions coming in support of the, ecotourism and generated by tourism in the BVI. But essential to that is what's alive in the waters and what surrounds us, and the ocean health. And so the roadmap to blue economy was actually it's a BVI government developed roadmap. It's absolutely brilliant. If you haven't read it yet, I absolutely encourage you to read it, especially if applying for this program. It's available online. I read it and we were inspired to say this is something that we want to also get involved in. And the best way to use philanthropic dollars is to create business-based solutions. It does help to stretch, it helps to regenerate. The blue economy is absolutely defined by sustainability and regeneration. So if we can find businesses to support that are helping to create sustainable ocean solutions, regenerating ocean health, that not only protects and stimulates business from today, but also extends it for entire future, for generations to come. And so we do think that that's something that's truly wonderful to invest in. And as Lauren mentioned, these are things that this year might be blue economy, next year might be something like agriculture or something else. But right now we see the blue economy as one of the major priorities to protect within the BVI. Not only protect, but also to catalyze the opportunities.
I could not agree with you more. Wonderful. I have to talk about eligibility. Break that down for us, and how businesses who are looking at this and who perhaps feel like they're eligible, what are the requirements?
Great, I'm so glad you asked that. So the eligibility requirements are that you either need to have a BVI trade license or have applied for a trade license for the business idea that you were applying for with the 2025 Impact Challenge. And you have until September 1st to acquire that trade license. So we encourage you to go ahead and apply nice and early. But the Department of Trade is very supportive and is excited to be receiving hopefully an influx of applications for trade license that stimulate the blue economy for all the reasons Kim just said, how important it is. So you also need to be 18 years of age, because it will require, of course, establishing bank accounts and being at a place where just the legality of being 18 years old is important. Your idea needs to be an idea that is solving a problem that is facing our oceans in one of 4 specific ways. So sustainable fisheries, which is of course addressing fishing practices that perhaps are not sustainable. We want to make sure that our fishing practices are going to secure our fisheries for generations to come. So if your business is doing that, then it would be eligible under that strategic environmental focus area. Eco-waste management is another one of the eligibility criteria options. And so if your business is solving a problem that is centered around so many of the cleaning products and the chemical solutions that we have chosen as a community to use are harming our seas in really detrimental and irreversible ways. So if you have a business that is substituting some of those chemical products or reducing the plastics pollution, those are businesses that would be eligible. Ecotourism, that's another criteria or an option that would make your application eligible. And so what we mean by ecotourism is tourism that is not harming the environment, but in fact is bringing education, awareness, helping those that participate in whatever tourist activity have an appreciation for the natural world and a desire to protect and regenerate the oceans. And so ecotourism businesses can look like many things, but the core pieces would be that it is, not harming the environment and it's providing education and advocacy for ocean health, and that, it's enhancing our appreciation of our culture and our heritage here in the BVI, which we must protect. And then the fourth area of potential eligibility is around eco-waste management, sustainable fisheries, coastal resilience. Thank you, Kim. Coastal resilience. And so as we all have unfortunately imprinted on our minds is the impact of hurricanes, particularly Hurricane Irma. So much of what we have done to our coastlines has meant that we no longer as protected from the natural solutions that the environment has given us, like mangroves. If you have thick mangroves along your coastline, when storms come through, that protects the communities. Absolutely. And mangroves, of course, protect bird species and are the protective habitat with their roots they're like the nurseries of the ocean, because all your juvenile species can live within the roots of the mangroves. So, rehabilitating mangroves is one idea around the coastal resilience, criteria. So anything that is going to protect your coastlines and is going to help regenerate the oceans from a coastal resilience perspective would also be eligible.
Amazing. Kim, I want to talk about some of our hopeful outcomes. Unite BVI in its quest to support entrepreneurs. Overall, what are some of the hopeful outcomes of this program?
Well, entrepreneurs are problem solvers, by nature, as you know, Ron. Yes. You ran our Kickstart program last year, and we saw some amazing problems being solved through business solutions. I think what we're looking for this year are trying to identify those problems: sargassum, improper anchoring, coastline resilience, sustainable fisheries. All of those problems need to be solved. So if you have a business that is addressing one of those areas, please come forward. We want to know your ideas. We want to support them, catalyze them, fund them. It's something that we really believe in the culture and the people of the BVI to be the solutions that they want to see. So I think that's something that this program is completely developed to enhance and empower from within.
Beautiful. And ladies, I have to ask you, both the VI Purpose Fund, how can persons who want to apply, give us some information on the website, social media handles, how can they get in contact with you?
Yeah, so we've set up a website just for the VI Purpose Fund, and it's called vipurposefund.org. And it's got tons of information about the fund, the application challenge, the criteria, the process to apply, and has contact us forms. So if you wanted to schedule an appointment with someone that could help you fill in your application, you can submit a request to meet with an application support person. And so there's all the information you would need on this website. Unite BVI's socials as well. On Facebook, we're posting information about the VI Purpose Fund and links to that website. And so we encourage you to follow Unite BVI on social media platforms. But really the website is the best resource for information. So vipurposefund.org.
Ladies, I have to discuss the protection of ideas because, of course, as it pertains to entrepreneurship, it can be a bit ticklish. Kim, can you speak to what mechanisms are in place for persons to protect their business ideas?
Absolutely, and it is a key. We do believe in data protection 100%. We realize that and know that businesses and business ideas are very valued, and we need to make sure that those are protected within. Anyone involved in the program in terms of assessments or reading information signs an NDA. We make sure that they are also informed and to treat this information with critical protection. So we'd want to make sure that entrepreneurs feel as if their information is being protected. And then we've run business programs and loan programs for a good 6 years now. So, this isn't our first rodeo. We've been through it before, so we know how critically important it is to our entrepreneurs. And when we do go back to, it's never a group email, it's always singular responses that will be created as well. So it's something that is critically important to the program and to the protection of entrepreneur ideas and in general. So.
All right, and Lauren, I have to ask, because this overarching opportunity is not just for entrepreneurs, but I believe it's perhaps a call to action for persons who might be watching and wanting to contribute. How can persons who are not applying, but perhaps they're seasoned business professionals, how can they contribute? How can they partner?
It's a great question. Thank you for asking it. We have an opportunity for anyone who's interested in getting involved and supporting to be a business coach or a mentor. So if you are a successful business person yourself in the BVI or even regionally or internationally, and you are interested in supporting entrepreneurs locally, we encourage you to contact us, because we have a network of really phenomenal entrepreneurs and business people that are volunteering their time to coach and mentor our applicants, and particularly as the application process continues in that final phase, as you prepare for the pitch event, which is the culmination of presenting your idea and the competition. I think a lot of entrepreneurs feel a little bit intimidated in how to present their idea in a really compelling way that will, help them to win the competition. So business coaches are really valuable to our applicants. And in that year of incubation, acceleration support, the business support aspect, we also are looking for, partners to volunteer their time as mentors and coaches to really help those awardees be able to accelerate and succeed. We truly believe that the ideas that will come out of this competition are going to transform the BVI and potentially the world. Business ideas, as Kim said, that it's a sustainable way of having a positive impact. And so we are excited to celebrate a year from now, these businesses that are scaling regionally and internationally and truly having an impact in a way that's inspiring people, outside of the Virgin Islands even.
Before we go, I have to touch on something very important. There's an accelerator program. Please speak to that.
Yes, so excitingly, this program is the support doesn't stop just at the funding. So if you apply and the selection committee and judging panel awards you the funding, the support continues for a full year afterwards.
Wonderful.
So we have business mentors and coaches and potential other investors that are all really interested in incubating and catalyzing the businesses that are selected as winners for the 2025 Impact Challenge. And so for a full year, you'll receive additional business support services in addition to, of course, the funding that you will have been awarded. So It's a fantastic opportunity, and I really encourage everyone who's interested in this space, who's an entrepreneur, who's creative, who cares about the environment. This is a wonderful opportunity, and we've made the application process really simple. We don't want people to feel intimidated or, people work so hard and have so many things they're trying to juggle. And the thought of filling in a really onerous and challenging application might, deter people from applying. So we want to encourage you. We've made it really simple. We've created all the templates. So if you just go on the website and you fill in the initial assessment form, which is the first phase of the application, it'll take you 20 to 25 minutes at most. And all the questions are there. All you have to do is answer the questions. So you don't have to spend hours and hours creating a fancy business plan and proposal. And then we will support you throughout the application process if after that submission of the initial assessment, you are chosen to continue to phase 2 of the application.
Excellent. Well, ladies, I want to thank you so much, and of course, congratulate you on this remarkable initiative, and of course, Unite BVI for your continuous support to entrepreneurs within the Virgin Islands, specifically as we are now targeting the focus area of the blue economy. So congratulations, and thank you so much for stopping by. And persons are encouraged, of course, to apply, entrepreneurs within this space, you are encouraged to apply for the BVI Purpose Fund, which you can benefit from in a number of avenues. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day. Goodbye.